Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Will Wesley the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Suki Nihon, we are looking at episode 10 of Berserk, the 2016 animated series. This episode is called Hell's Angels, and this episode starts out with a really great moment with Luca talking to the egg-shaped apostle, who relates some of the egg-shaped apostle's backstory, which is bloody fantastic, okay? Apparently the egg-shaped apostle is looking to bring about a new reality or a world-changing event. And that's the wish of the egg-shaped apostle, the god hand. Yeah, and then they interrupt the backstory to get back to the fight between Guts and the torturer angels that work for Mozgus. Guts takes out some of the torturers, and Mozgus goes to set up a burning spire for Casca, because, Mozgus is all like, "We'll burn this witch!" and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God. Gotta love this singular focused bad guy who thinks he's the good guy in this. Oi. And, of course, the refugee camp burns horrifically as everything goes to hell in a handbasket. I mean, people just start, turning and eating each other, and it's... But there's a lot of censorship, though, to be perfectly honest. There's lots of bits where it's blacked out. There's things here where I'm like, this Blu-ray for this could be so bloody gory and horrifying. Because remember, there's a lot of unshaded stuff in here. There's little improvements they can do to the animation. And then there's, of course, the censorship that we've seen in this series. Because, let's be honest about Berserk. Berserk is a show that, the reason they went with the Golden Age arc in the original thing, despite the sequence near the end of it, is because that one is one of the more broadcast friendly arcs, I guess is the best way to put it. And even these ones here, I know they skipped a good amount of the more side story arcs through here, and they skipped some things, but they did that because some of it, a lot of what they're able to put here is kind of, I'm amazed that they were able to do a lot of that, because a lot of Berserk is kind of unfilmable or unanimatable outside the OVA market in this current climate that we have in Japan with censorship and such. The current climate would be kind of, so we get what we get, and so far what we've gotten here is fantastic. I just, this one is all fight, and I'm just like, it's just fight here. Some really good stuff with just the way this fight goes, the back and forth between Guts and the torturers, and just when this show gets nice and good and gory, it gets nice and good and gory. I mean, there's a reason that there's a Muso game based on Berserk coming out, because that's what Berserk is kind of about, sort of. I'll talk a little bit more in other episodes, because we've got 2 episodes left in this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they resolve this and how everything goes through and how they hype up the next season. And I'm just I like this so far. I also feel kind of bad for the egg-shaped apostle in this, and I do like the fact that they made that that long character moment with Luca, who is a fantastic character. Like I said before, Luca in this series is, to me, what Casca was in the movies and in the original series before that event. Stuff doesn't go well for the characters for the most part. Well then. Oh, we also get to see the tower's taking the look of a hand for some reason. And we slowly see that the 4, quote, angels, end quote, are slowly appearing. You know them as the God Hand, and they're showing up for this event. And I'm like, this will be good. Just action-packed. I loved practically every moment of this. There are some things where you see a little kind of that same herky-jerky animation, because some CGI stuff, okay, sometimes CGI looks like those bad motion capture memes. Remember that meme where you've got like that, it's like Late to Work or something like that, or A Day Out, and it's got like this really bad CGI model just going right? Some of the animation at points is that loose, not attached feel, and maybe they can tighten that up for the release. I've also noticed that they've been drawing a little bit more of the frames, because this it breaks in between like CGI and hand drawn, right? It especially has those wonderful freezes that like, oh, so those are some of the best parts of Berserk, like the old animated series. And just, this show is not anywhere near as gorgeous as the movie, or even some of the best sequences from the original series, which aged remarkably well. But in its own way, it's definitely better looking than Terraformers. Ooh, shots fired. Well, Terraformers Season 2. Sometimes anime is both simultaneously impressive and disappointing at the same time. Part of me blames that on Blue Submarine number 6. Part of me blames that on Gonzo. Yeah. You know, they did like Vandred and a couple other ones. And you see like CGI. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Ooh, at some point, maybe at some point we'll do some shorter series and just do like a whole series in like one of these weekends. Do like all of this and then the movie version. Which actually, this is kind of funny that they actually did release, you know, the censored Toonami version. Actually, that would be fun if, okay, part of me really, really hopes that this ends up on Toonami. I mean, Parasite did, right? I think this is perfect for Toonami, and more people will see it and they'll be like, wow, this is actually good. After they get past those first 2 or 3 rough episodes, by the time they're at this point, people will be like, yeah. And I would love to see a resurgence in Berserk cosplay due to this, because there is some great character designs in here. Just great. I'm liking this a lot. Especially Mozgus. I would love to see a fairly accurate cosplay from Mozgus, especially with his winged form. And I'm like, but yeah, this was a great episode, I thought. Can't wait to see what's up in the next episode. And yeah, what do you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. I like this episode, so go ahead and like this if you like this episode. Go ahead and like it if you don't like this episode. Go ahead and share this review. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next episode comes out, you are now caught up.